This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of Monday, January 9th, 2023. I'm Alex Brown. The new president of Purdue University says Indianapolis will not be a regional campus, but rather an extension of Purdue's West Lafayette campus following the planned realignment of IUPUI. Mung Chiang told Inside Indiana Business host Gary Dick the vision for Purdue's Indy presence is clear.
Our goal is very simple, that Purdue University will invest in, partners with, and help to together grow the tech scene in our capital city. So part of that is going to grow the workforce by graduating thousands more STEM students in Indianapolis. Part of that will be working with urban-oriented opportunities, whether it is healthcare or sports tech and entrepreneurship. Part of that is generating more jobs by creating an environment that attract additional companies to come here.
Chiang began his tenure as the university's 13th president 1 week ago, succeeding Mitch Daniels. Chicago-based printing company LSC Communications, which has multiple plants in Indiana, says it is closing 2 of its facilities in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. The work at those plants will be shifted to 2 other LSC operations, including one in Kosciuszko County, though no new jobs will be added. Paul Estridge Jr., one of Central Indiana's best-known and most prolific home builders, died Sunday at Methodist Hospital. Estridge, who was a lung transplant recipient in November 2020, contracted a lung infection in recent days that his family said he could not overcome. He was 65. From the #1 source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Don't miss your chance to nominate a worthy business or community leader for IBJ's 40 Under 40 Awards. It's one of our most prestigious awards programs celebrating the accomplishments of leaders under the age of 40. We're on the lookout for people who have achieved a level of success that is rare at a young age. Who will be named to this year's class? We need your input. Learn more and submit your nomination by January 13th at ibj.com/nominations.
Whether it's a new hire or a noteworthy promotion, IIB's Big Wigs and New Gigs serves as a platform to promote your team. Our revamped offering includes being featured on both the newly redesigned newsletter and at InsideIndianaBusiness.com. Subscribers to the Business News subscription save $10 off every listing. Plus, you can save $100 by bundling your submission to IIB with the Indianapolis Business Journal or the Indiana Lawyer. More at InsideIndianaBusiness.com.
The National Conference of African American Librarians has decided not to hold its annual convention in Indianapolis this year after one of its leaders was passed over for the job of CEO at the Indianapolis Public Library.
The organization said it decided not to hold its convention in Indianapolis because it is, quote, an inhospitable location. The convention had been scheduled for July 11th through the 16th at the Hilton Indianapolis Hotel and Suites. Nichelle Hayes, listed as conference vice president on the organization's website, was the Indianapolis Library's interim CEO and a finalist for the permanent position. The library board last month offered the permanent CEO post to the other finalist, prompting protest from community members who favored Hayes. Gabriel Morley, who is white and the former leader of the New Orleans Library, declined the job, and the library board opted to restart its search rather than offer the job to Hayes. Despite calls Thursday from a majority of the Indianapolis City County Council for the library to hire Hayes, several library board members issued a statement defending their decision, saying it was incorrect to assume that Hayes is qualified because she was interim CEO, or that her status as a finalist meant the majority of the library board believed she was qualified to be CEO. In its statement, the National Conference of African American Librarians never mentioned Hayes by name, but makes reference to the library board's decisions. As for this year's conference, the organization's press release does not specify whether the event will be held in another city or has been canceled. Wes Mills, Inside Indiana Business Radio.
The Our Southern Indiana Regional Development Authority has formally approved to move its final slate of projects forward in the READY process. The RDA submitted for review by the Indiana Economic Development Corporation 4 projects it feels will have a positive economic impact on the area. They include the Ohio Theater, Hanover-Madison Connector Trail, Indiana Music City Amphitheater, and Scott County Youth Sports Complex. The RDA was one of 5 regions in the state to receive the full $50 million allocation from the state's $500 million Regional Economic Acceleration and Development Initiative. While the housing market nationally has been cooling off, there are indications that Indiana could fare better in 2023. Realtor.com lists Fort Wayne, Lafayette, West Lafayette, and South Bend Elkhart as three of the hottest markets in the nation. Realtor Greg Cooper says the Indiana housing market will be in balance this year.
I cringe when I get up in the morning and I see some headline about how horrific the housing market is, because Indiana is not falling. If you're waiting for prices to fall, you're going to be disappointed. I mean, California is down 48% in sales, units of sales. We are not down that much. We are at a plateau. We are not going way down. And so that's a strong message that both buyers and sellers need to understand.
After what he calls the sticker shock of mortgage prices in mid-2022, Cooper said he expects rates to ease in 2023 with small spikes or drops along the way. Lorelei Weimer is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, and entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.